It's Bourbon Night. Hello, I am Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And guess what?
What? I already know.
Yeah. We're celebrating 3,000 subscribers on YouTube.
We are.
Yes.
Yay!
So just like the last time was our 1,000 subscriber thing, celebration, I guess we did a Q&A. So we're going to do a Q&A. And I guess the next one we'll do is when we hit 5,000.
I think that makes sense.
Bam.
Seems to be a pattern.
So recently we started a new show here on our channel called Drink More Bourbon.
Cocktails.
And on the first one we did a drink that we kind of modified from a J. Alexander drink that we call a tight spot, or the tight spot. I can't decide if it's A or the.
I think it's called the tight spot.
The tight spot. But he says we're in a tight spot.
We're in a tight spot.
We're in a tight spot. So this is a ginger beer, bourbon, mint, and...
Lime and lemon juice.
Lime and lemon juice.
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
Did you already say that?
Yeah, I did. That's the first thing I said. And
jam.
Oh, and jam, of course. Blueberry?
Blueberry jam.
Blueberry jam.
Because we're in a jam.
That's why you're in a tight spot. Because you're in a jam. So a lot of people on in the comment section of that first episode, which is available now, said, how about you make it with Booker's? We used Old Granddad 114.
Which is very tasty in it.
Yeah, we like this a lot. 114 proof. What about something that's 127 proof?
So this one has this Booker's in it.
Yeah. So now we're going to see what we think about it.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's good.
I like them both, personally. I mean, for the price, I'd go with the 114 just because I hate to put something this expensive
especially
in
now.
a cocktail when I like it so much straight, and I like the, what's that, 25 to 30? Depending on where you are?
27. Let's call it 27.
Yeah. I mean, versus...
60 to 70. If you
Right.
can find it for 65, it's a good deal.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
I have nothing against it. I just...
But no, I would definitely use something like Old Granddad 114 or maybe Wild Turkey 101. You know, I would keep it north of 100.
That's good though.
For the price difference, I'm gonna save this to drink straight.
Yeah, but
sure.
if you don't drink it straight and you want to put it in a cocktail, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Tastes good.
tastes good.
All right.
On to the next question. This one comes from Scott Keys. He says, Booker's is my go-to. What would you suggest as a comparable flavor profile for a bit less money? Well, Scott, sticking on the Booker's here, we think just for kind of the kick, the flavor profile, we're going to try it right now with Noah's Mill, which isn't substantially less money. This is around, you can find it for about $45 on sale. This is, like we said, around $65, so it's
20 bucks off.
$20 less, but, you know,
I'm going to pouring some of this.
yeah. Let's just do one. For the interest of clean
Okay.
glasses,
Sure.
we're just going to share. So, I'm going to see how this does. Alright, first, the Booker's.
I wish I had some water.
Here's some water.
Oh, thanks.
So the Booker's is so, buttery. You can tell it's, 127 proof versus the 114.3 of Noah's Mill. So there's a little bit of a proof is difference, but
There's some like nuttiness in
it. Nutty, which is why we kind of thought maybe
the Noah's Mill.
Peanut butteriness of Noah's Mill might be a good option for you.
It is so smooth for that proofage.
The Noah's Mill has that butteriness, but it kicks up the peanut butter taste a lot, the nut taste a lot, but specifically peanut butter.
Comparable.
And even though there's about a 10-point proof difference,
The drinkability is...
I don't think you can really tell. They're both... If you told me these were equal, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
I would believe you.
Yeah, I believe you. So we recommend maybe some Noah's Mill. Going less than Noah's Mill, that's getting tough.
But just because it's such a quality,
yeah. Maybe Johnny Drum 101 still has some of that nuttiness. Let's try it real quick. How about it? So Johnny Drum comes in at around $30. It's more different than I remembered.
More different?
Yeah.
It doesn't smell the same.
I think it lacks the nuttiness.
Yeah, for sure. No, not the same ballpark. Scratch that.
But you might still like it.
You might.
If you haven't tried Johnny Drum, it's 101 proof. It's made by Willett. $30.
Which so is Noah's Mill.
So is Noah's Mill, exactly. So, yeah, that's probably why I went there in my mind, actually.
Right.
We'll say.
I see you. I see where you're coming from.
So for half the price, you might want to try Johnny Drum if Booker's is your go-to.
I could make that jump. I mean, obviously, for over $30 less, it's not as good compared to the Booker's.
Yeah.
But similar, I think, flavor profile, similar tongue taste, mouthfeel.
Yeah. I honestly get a little bit more burn off the drum than I do the Booker's.
Agreed. But again,
Even
that's to come with it's not a
smoothness, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you could assume higher price, higher quality if you wanted to go there. And I think in the case of Booker's, that's true.
That is
not
true.
in the case of everything.
No. Okay.
But, all right.
Yeah. All right.
So, we've...
Moving on. So several people on our last Q&A, where we tried Old Granddad 114 and talked about how it's one of the coveted bourbons that we don't so much get behind. People were like, did you try it with water? Did you try it with some ice cubes? It really opens up. Some people are just like, hey, more power to you. Different strokes, different folks. Other people were like, I really like it. Are you sure?
Yeah.
So, here we are again. And we're going to try it with not just a few drops, a lot of drops. But we will say this. Where have we found a great use for this?
In cocktails.
In
Love
cocktails.
it in a cocktail.
In the tight spot. So, it's not like, and that's exactly what we do. We've seen people on Instagram who say, I don't like this bourbon. I've actually seen a video of them pouring it down the drain. I'm like, what are you doing? If you don't like a bourbon...
Give it to someone else.
Yeah, if you don't like a bourbon, that's fine. Serve it to friends who might like it, or find a use for it in a cocktail. That's what we're talking about. Anyway, okay. So
They poured it down the drain.
it hurts my heart. Yeah. So
That just reminds me of that Parks and Rec episode where Ron Swanson finds out the steak house is closed. He's like, but all the steaks that were in the freezer.
Do you think they
got eaten?
Right.
Do you think it got drank by the fish?
Yeah.
Some fish are dead.
Give me that water there.
The one I've been drinking, sure.
Yeah. All right. So.
Well, first, can I try it?
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, sure. Try it. Lots of water here. There.
I'll
So
give
that's
it
like 3 whole droppers worth of water. Let me try it again. Straight.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
I don't hate it, especially after having drunk, 3 bourbons already? Mm-hmm. But when I'm starting out the evening, and I've had this before, it's like...
It's just not, I would never go pick it first, personally. But, again, in the cocktails, it seems to be like magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something about the flavor balance and the proofage really...
Here it is with, again, 3 eyedroppers worth of water.
It's a scientific measurement, by the way.
Yeah, 3 eyedroppers worth. Better, but it's drier now.
Okay, I find it much more drinkable. No?
I feel like it burns more. Hold on, let me try the unadulterated.
I think it burns either way. But that's probably the 114. No?
No, it's got a slow burn that kicks in either way. You're right.
I am, per usual.
But
I definitely prefer it with the water. Thank you for the suggestion. Like, if somebody bought me a round of this at a bar, I wouldn't be mad about it. I'd just be like, oh, let me just add a small cube of ice.
yeah.
If someone... Well, never mind. I'm
But
not
still,
going to go there. This isn't that part of this episode.
I like this better in cocktails. I'll just say that.
I also prefer it in cocktails.
Yeah.
Rather than... There's just so many things that I love to drink neat. Unfortunately, this isn't one of them.
I mean,
Neat.
this is going to be like a real duh statement, but I'd rather have the 127 Bookers. And you're like, well, duh, this is like 4 times the price of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at 127 versus 114, that is so much smoother and nicer. And I think maybe its fault is being lower priced and so higher proof of
Right.
114. Like Wild Turkey 101, I love. And it's even less expensive than this.
Right.
I would drink that all day long.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though, that there are just so many other under $30 bourbons that we like to drink neat. This, unfortunately, is not one of them. However, we're not throwing it out the window. We're not going to pour it down the drain.
We're not going to throw it out with the baby. Throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Throw the baby out with the bourbon?
Why is the baby in the bourbon? You are not old enough, baby. Get out of the bourbon. Furthermore, I want to drink that bourbon, and babies are gross, and they poop and they puke, and I don't want you in my bourbon.
That's enough. Oh.
Sorry.
Anyways, yeah, in a cocktail. That's where we like it.
In a cocktail.
So,
That's where we like it.
Not hating on it. We're probably going to buy another bottle just for cocktails.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to buy another bottle.
This is mine.
Yeah.
Don't take that from me.
Go away.
It's mine.
Okay. Next question comes from someone, I didn't write their name down, on YouTube, who asks, why don't you do the same bourbons at the same time during your flight fights?
I love that question.
Yeah. And we actually get this a lot.
lot.
That's why I didn't just single out one person. A lot of people have asked this.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was the logistics of it. This is a 2-person operation. We don't have anyone behind this camera. We don't have...
And we're not like scientists.
Anyone else.
We have a control bourbon, but that's about
Yes.
as far as our science goes.
Yeah, well, we try to be very fair and thorough in this,
Mm-hmm.
but I make hers, she makes mine. They're in different order, but...
And this is to prevent any bias.
Yes, so we have figured out a way where we could do it to where we're drinking the same thing. However, and we're reaching out to you, the YouTube community, to weigh in on this. So, if we do make it to where she and I, her and me,
She and I.
me and her, she and I, are having the same bourbon at the same time, what if she says first, and she being Sarah,
Hi,
you're Sarah,
I'm Sarah.
says, oh, I really taste bananas with this one, then I'm going to be like, I taste bananas
He's
too.
going to be looking for the banana.
Oh, I taste bananas. Or she's like, oh, I don't like this one.
The power of suggestion.
Then I'm going to be like, well, I kind of liked it, but if you don't like it, maybe I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it either.
Right, especially
Power of suggestion.
If we throw something in there, like in the mix of the bourbons that we, have this preconception that we don't like it, and then I say, oh, that's not good, and then maybe he is also like, oh, you're right, that's not good. You want to think that you're not subject to bias and all that, but so the power of suggestion is strong, and so that's one of the reasons.
Power of suggestion compels you.
While it is confusing for us to be drinking different bourbons at the same time, we like it because we don't influence each other. Like, we could be talking about 2 different things, and so whenever he's like, oh, this one is really caramely, I'm like, I don't get that with mine because it's different. Or maybe it's the same.
And we're like, maybe it's the same, and maybe it's not.
We don't know.
I think we should do a flight fight where we are trying the same ones at the same time, just to see how it works.
And then maybe you guys could vote on, like, which one
Yeah.
you prefer, because, I mean, if it's less confusing for you, we want to do it however.
Absolutely.
But we also want to give the best results.
We're doing this stuff for you guys, not just for
Do
our
it for you. And also
enjoyment.
so I have an excuse to drink on a Sunday afternoon.
Right. They didn't have to know that. Okay. So we'll do that. But would it help if every one that we try in a flight fight, I put up a lower third that says Chad is trying this, Sarah's trying this?
I think they like that.
Let us know. Comments below.
Tell us.
Let us know. But that's why we haven't done it so far. Okay.
Next.
Moving on. Next isn't so much a question, but a comment. Look up. Look at the people. People have commented, Sarah looks like Rose
Byron.
Byron?
B-Y-R-N-E.
Yeah. Rose Byron.
Which, I've seen her, and she looks amazing. So
Okay.
I take that as a complete compliment. Thank you so much. Although
Okay.
I don't agree.
Mr. Editor, put up the picture of her right over me so you can compare. Now, who did you also say you've...
Oh, that one girl from Community. What's her name?
I don't know, but we'll figure it out and put up her picture now. Compare. What do you all think? We want to know.
I don't think either of them, but also I'm not arguing. Like,
They're both
they're
very
both
pretty.
gorgeous women who are famous. So thank you. That's an amazing compliment. I feel like I can't live up to it, but thank you so much. That's very sweet.
Next!
Oh my god.
Someone else on YouTube has asked, what are your thoughts on Scotch, Irish whiskeys, Canadian whiskeys, etc.? The short answer is we don't have too much of an opinion on them because we don't try them very often. It's Bourbon Night, and we stand true to that.
And we're in Kentucky, and we have access to all this bourbon, so I mean,
Yeah.
like, that's what we're doing right now.
And props to the people who dip a toe into all of those and have opinions
Yes.
about them because, wow. You know, like it's huge over.
I know Japan and like Australia eats it. And it's a big deal.
Yeah, you know, Suntory, which owns Beam, which owns Jim Beam, Beam Suntory. There's the Suntory whiskeys out there, and
which is Booker's, right? In Knob Creek.
Yeah, and Baker's, and Basil Hayden.
Right, a lot of good bourbon.
A lot of good bourbon comes from Beam, which is owned by Beam Suntory. Now, from what we've heard from like Fred No, they don't really stick their nose into it. They have Japanese whiskeys, and they kind of let Beam do their thing since they did it so well for
because they've done it for
many years before they bought them. So there's that. But we don't have so much of an opinion. I've had, you know, Crown Royal. I've had Seagram's. You know.
But I think that's probably like one of our next chapters, like one of our future chapters.
I guess.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. But here's our thing. We haven't even tried even just the Kentucky bourbon.
That's what I'm saying.
And people have been asking for us to branch out to like, you know, Breckenridge and Colorado and, you know, Smooth Ambler and there's distilleries popping up all over the place.
Oh, did you have the Creed that we haven't? Is that this one?
Yeah. Clyde May and
there's a lot
Red
of stuff
River.
coming up all the time.
Yeah.
And there's so much to try and like the money.
We're just
like,
you know, taking it one step at a time.
Right.
So we will probably get there, but the show is called It's Bourbon Night, and we love bourbon. Bourbon. Not just whiskey, bourbon whiskey.
And it's so close.
Bourbon whiskey.
Oh my god.
So that's what we're sticking in, and maybe in a couple, 3, 4 years even.
Right. If we ever run out of anything to talk about.
We'll branch out, but that's where we are right now.
Next!
Moving on to the next, and possibly our last here on this video, so it doesn't go too long.
Yes.
Is an email.
So I got an email from, it's actually multiple emails from a couple, Joe and Sarah Jane Bedwell. And thank you so much for writing. One of the points that they talked about was that Sarah Jane is very partial to Woodford Reserve, and they can't keep it stocked in the house because they go through it so fast.
Was it
specifically
Woodford or
the double oaked?
Double
Yeah,
oak, okay.
He said he picked up a special bottle at the distillery. They're double oaked, which is a great bourbon to try if you ever get the chance. I would love to uncork it.
Well, and we're going to.
And open it.
Yeah, and the last time I had it was actually on the Woodford tour. Let the Bedfords? Bedwell?
Bedwells.
Bedwell.
Close.
Bedford Acres.
Joe and Sarah Jane.
Bedwell.
I mean, like, can't keep it in the house because you just go through it that fast. Like, that's what I want to try, you know? Like, I think it smells like if you could get, like, a chocolate-covered cherry bourbon ball.
Yeah.
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, well, cheers to Joe and Sarah Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is different.
Mm.
That tastes like a meal.
Yeah. It's like a barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a smoky, savory...
It's pulled pork.
Yes.
Maybe a smoked brisket.
This would be great with food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this would be amazing with food, or like to rub on something, like to like to marinate.
Mm-hmm.
I literally feel like all the flavors of a food are in this.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm eating.
What is that?
And the end of it is chocolate. Chocolate and like pepper.
That's why they give you
Yeah.
the chocolate at the tasting at Woodford.
I've never had anything that made me feel like that did.
It's crazy.
It's so
that,
unique.
that this is just Woodford that has been barreled for a second time and
I
aged for a
know.
little bit longer.
It feels like I ate dinner then dessert because the ending is such chocolate. Isn't
is
that
it?
weird? What is that?
It's hard to put your finger on it.
I can't.
I really like it. It's unique. It tastes completely different from Distiller Select.
This is a pleasant surprise to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for us. Thank you for all of our subscribers. Please subscribe more. Send us emails. It's bourbonnight at gmail.com.
Tell your friends.
Yes, tell your friends. Like and subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at It's Bourbon Night. All that good stuff. And we will see you for another Q&A at 5,000. So the quicker you get us there, the quicker we'll have more Q&A.
And if you want your question answered, just email us or
Yeah.
put it in the Instagram post or whatever you want.
Exactly.
You do you, but
You do you.
we'll answer you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to all of you. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching these videos. And until next time, drink more bourbon.
Don't throw me down, Clark.
Are you sure about the old Granddad 114, dude? Did you try it with some water or maybe a few ice cubes? It really opens it up.
You sound like you're from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Spicoli.